Good morning. Please take your seats. I'd like to welcome all of you here today. Hopefully no one got wet. There was just a few drops, a few raindrops. My name is Kathy Howell, and I'm the president of the Blue Valley Educational Foundation. I'm also a senior vice president for St. Luke's Health System. And we have got a record attendance today, as can be evidenced by all the noise in the room. So welcome. We're also very excited to see so many of you here today who are supportive and enthusiastic of our public schools. It's really a tremendous tribute to this community. This is also a momentous occasion. It is celebrating 50 years of the Blue Valley School District, and our Educational Foundation is celebrating 25 years, a double milestone. So to kick off the celebration, I'd like to invite Mike Alexander, a 2007 Blue Valley Northwest graduate, to the stage to lead us in the pledge.
I'm right here.
Oh, you're right. Great, great. Mike served 4 years in the Marine Corps with the 1st Battalion, 7th Marines as an infantry squad leader, and was honorably discharged from active duty as a sergeant in 2012. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you for your service. So we're celebrating 25 years, and it wouldn't be a party without party favors. So all of you have gifts at your place settings. You'll see them. Please take them home with you. These are the 25th anniversary edition of our Blue Valley Educational Foundation note cards. This year, our student artists designed pictures of Blue Valley Educational Foundation grants in their schools. We hope you enjoy them. And speaking of grants, I want to thank our grant recipients who were in the lobby sharing their learning today. The CAPS robotics team, West and North mascots, and Spheral Balls from Aubrey Bend. Thanks for sharing your grants and your learning. Thank you also for the West Jazz Combo. Weren't they great? Didn't you love the jazz music this morning? It was wonderful. Now, I invite you to all enjoy your breakfast as we thank our presenting, underwriting, and investing sponsors in our Surprise Squad video. Our Surprise Squads deliver grants, and it's all made possible by our patrons and our sponsors. Many thanks for all they do for all of our students and our teachers. So take a look.
Congratulations! Thank you. It's the Surprise Squad! Hi, Meg! Surprise! right, good morning, everybody, and welcome. Happy birthday, Blue Valley. 50 years as a great school district, and while we're at it, we'll celebrate 25 years of the Blue Valley Educational Foundation. My name is John Hull, back again this year, honored to be your MC, actually up and dressed at this hour of the morning. My wife loves it. And I love this year's special look. Your thoughts? Let me give this side of the room a chance to see. This is actually a 1964 Stillwell High School letter jacket, right? And it still fits. It's one of only 9 in existence. We've got special, Dan Carney's got special security, so don't even think about trying to get it. And I must tell you, and this is the honest truth, it's the only time I've ever worn a letter jacket. I was varsity homeroom at my high school. They didn't give letters for that. So this is really cool and sort of sets the tone for why we're here today, celebrating 50 great years as a school district and 25 years as a foundation that enhances the education our kids get. 1965, think about it, the Dow was at 969. We're getting close, but we have a ways to go. Gasoline, 31 cents a gallon. We're not even close, and we're not going there. And LBJ was the president. Donald Trump hadn't decided yet. He was still thinking about it. So a lot has changed. And this morning we're going to celebrate that change and how this, not only this area has grown, but our educational system has grown as well. And we're going to do it the only way I know how to do it. I'm a TV guy, right? We're going to do it through the technology, the beauty of modern technology and video. And I've got a little help. The CAPS kids, 5 students put together the videos. Is that right? Is that the right number? 5 kids. So their names are in the program. Thank you for what I know is great work. I'm excited to see, as we progress through the years, some of the many changes. And you may see some familiar faces in these videos as well that are here with us this morning. So let's get started. Our first decade, 1965 to 1975. Check out the screens.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I have never been a quitter.
I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
Think there's enough dynamite there, Butch?
I'm afraid, Dad.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
What have you done to its eyes?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Well, shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout.
When I started here, we were a district of 1,500. We had 3 elementary schools and a 7 through 12 building, high school, junior high.
I actually, from 103rd in Antioch and to Stillwell, 179th. I was 192nd in Walmers, where I used to live. I rode my horse. It took 2 days. I got to Stanley Exit 151st, and there's a Sonic now. It used to be a very nice ranch. And I knocked on the door and asked him if I could keep my horse there, that I was moving. They put my horse in a stall, and the next morning I got up and got my horse, and I went down to 179th and came across Metcalf to my home. 192nd. I mean, talking about kind of raising yourself.
We did not have a PTO or PTA, and the teachers really needed something, the parents really needed something to interact together other than conferences, so I suggested that we go with a PTO or a PTA, and the parents were just really waiting for something, and they loved it.
It was my sophomore year. They were going to go together and consolidate my junior year. They tried to name the school. Was going to call it Standstill, and they were going to call the school Standstill for the new district. So we could have been called Standstill, not Blue Valley, and, and it came close because there was a lot of resistance to coming together and being consolidated.
We actually drove the roads when it was snow and ice and when the weather was so bad to see if we thought we could get those buses through.
I went my junior year to the district office building, and then my senior year, we were the first to graduate from the Blue Valley High School, the original Blue Valley High School. And there were 72 of us, and it was in 1972. The last day of school, a lot of us were country kids, and I had horses, and so a bunch of us got together and we rode our horses to school. We tied them up, and when school was over, we got on our horses, went through the Blue River and all that area and went riding. So quite a bit different than it is now.
It amazes me how smart my kids are, but they have made a contribution to society that I never dreamed possible, and I know it was their beginning in the schools.
I don't know, stand still just doesn't quite have the ring, does it? We're not standing still at all. I want to thank Harry McDonald and Sharon McIntyre, who could not be here, for taking part in that trip down memory lane. Rob Davis is here. Rob, where are you? Would you stand up and let us thank you for... Rob is here. Where's Rob? I don't see him. All right, well, anyway. I was going to ask him if the kids' horses were nicer than his. You get the... Some of you get that. All right, let's walk over here. They're making me work this year. Is there a little extra in my paycheck? Yeah, it's kind of what I thought. Anybody know what this is? They don't. They have no clue. It's a card catalog. Pre-internet. We still use these at Fox 4. This internet thing is really cool. We're excited to get it. Rhonda, Abby, and Amanda are my librarians here today. Where are you? Give us a wave. There they are. Thank you for your great work. Yeah, that's a pretty cool relic right there. The Dewey Decimal System. I spent a lot of summers working on that as I got ready for debate. We're going to look at decade number 2, and we welcomed a new high school, one that's near and dear to my heart, Blue Valley North. So again, check out the screens.
Here's Johnny.
Good evening. Elvis Presley,
Bob Marley,
John Lennon, Marvin Gaye died today.
Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. Wake me up before you go. I don't want to miss it when you hit that.
When I started here, we were a district of 1,500. We had 3 elementary schools and a 7 through 12 high school, junior high. For about 20 years, we opened a building a year. It was a challenge and it was an opportunity. As any given building would increase in size, class sizes would get bigger, the halls would get crowded.
The 19 years that I was superintendent, we went from having 1,000 students to over 14,000 students. Built 19 schools over that period of time. So growth is rapid here and it continues. One of the very important issues that we faced in the school district around 1980 was whether we could split from one high school into having multiple high schools.
This was the first time. So the school board decided, well, we're going to draw the boundaries, and everybody in those boundaries will go, including seniors. No accommodation for staying back and graduating from the high school you've attended 3 years. It was quite a time of student unrest and protest. As we expanded at the end of this decade we're talking about and opened north, we had a district, and the school was named after the district, and it was given a direction. And all succeeding high schools have been named after the district and given a direction.
And the name Blue Valley has just blown up as far as its importance in this area. Street names and businesses and schools, and it's a beautiful name to have and to be associated with.
Want to welcome back Dr. Thompson, who's with us this morning. Doctor, if you stand and let us thank you for your service. Welcome back. Good to have you home. As I mentioned, Blue Valley North, near and dear to my heart. My kids were Overland Trail, and Blue Valley North, and well prepared for what they faced as they went on to college. So terrific video to see, and welcome that school and so many others into the Blue Valley family over the years. And we're going to continue. Before we take a look at our next decade, which is 85 to 95, and I introduce a special guest for you here, I want to just mention some highlights of that decade, which was a busy one as well. 15 schools built from 1985 to 1995, including a third high school as we continue to grow. 3 bond issues. And that's something that this county and this district support more than anything is public education. 3 bond issues, including the 1994 bond issue of over $100 million. And then, of course, the Blue Valley School Vision, which was adopted. Together, we will enable each child to become more than he or she ever hoped to be. More than he or she ever hoped to be. And we are still living up to that vision all these years later. It's part of what Blue Valley is all about. You don't allow kids to succeed and reach that vision without great educators, principals, teachers, staff. One of the cool things about going to my kids' schools was cafeteria workers, janitors, school resource officers, all were just terrific. And that is holding true today. But there's one other element that's very important in the success of any school district. And this breakfast is a good example of that. You're here. And so is our next guest, who's been a very involved community servant when it comes to schools and public education. He's been on both the school board and the Educational Foundation. Please, a warm welcome to my friend, your friend as well, Bob Rainier. Bob?
John.
Try this out.
Oh, hey, that's cool. Thanks, John. It's a pleasure and honor to be here this morning as a representative of the Blue Valley Education Foundation. You know, this next decade we're going to talk about, 85 to 95, was a very important year because that was when the Blue Valley Educational Foundation was founded, 25 years ago. And with the change in the tax laws in 1990, it was evident to a lot of the leaders within the Blue Valley community that there needed to be something else. We needed to have something to help supplement the needs of the students in Blue Valley. And we did this by funding grants. And you can hear from some of our grant recipients in this next video how many grants through the years have impacted our students.
From the Berlin Wall.
Simpson, would you please stand and face the jury?
Bueller.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I feel the need for speed.
Run, Forrest, run!
It goes to show you never can tell. They furnished off an apartment with a 2-room robot sale. The coolerator was crammed with TV dinners and ginger ale.
Without the partnership of Blue Valley Educational Foundation, I wouldn't be able to put together the program that I really want to for the students of our district.
BVEF has contributed so much to my teaching career, and it's super fun when the prize patrol comes in and we all get to jump around and act like idiots. Well, I jump around and I act like an idiot and everyone else claps and smiles, but I get so excited from the things that we receive from them, like the day that we got the grant for the headphones. I had a pair of old junky headphones around my neck as they happened to walk in, and I threw them in the trash and ran over and jumped around, and it's super exciting when we can, say thanks for the stuff that we get.
I figure if you think that we've been getting grants for the last 17, 18 years, and that touches, 600 kids every year, do the math. It's thousands of kids, and we're real fortunate because of that.
The Wilderness Science Center is a program that's unique. It really is something that is very difficult to replicate anywhere else. We're very lucky in our district to have a piece of property like this that does include different types of habitats and outdoor learning opportunities for students. Blue Valley Educational Foundation has been a huge partner since the program's infancy in supporting the funds needed to build the classrooms and buildings back here. Various projects and grant money along the way have been given to enhance student learning and give them an authentic learning experience as they come out here with their classrooms.
We opened this building 23 years ago, and literally 3 or 4 years into it, these grants became available, and I started writing them. There isn't a school district around that I'm aware of that gives the kind of money that our Blue Valley Ed Foundation does, money that goes directly back to our kids, and all you've got to do is write a grant. All you've got to do is sit down and think about, how can I use the money, how can it touch a lot of kids, and how can it be ongoing, and other people actually look at what we're doing and do it as well. So it's far-reaching, even outside of Harmony. It's a wonderful opportunity for teachers and students to change the world.
Thank you!
Thank you to Abby Cornelius, Rhonda Hassig, and Gavin Spake. I think that Abby, at least Abby and Rhonda here this morning, would you please stand and be recognized? There we are. Congratulations and thank you for everything you've done for our students. You know, over the years, the Blue Valley Educational Foundation has funded more than $3.6 million in grants, special programs, and scholarships since 1992. Thank you to, and that's in many thanks to many of the people in the room today. And we want to give special thanks that with any organization like this, it takes good leadership and good people within the community to become involved. And so we'd like to recognize the Blue Valley Education Foundation's Board of Directors. Would the Foundation's Board of Directors please stand up and be recognized? Thank you for all you do for teachers, students in Blue Valley. You know, Blue Valley's always looked at the entire student, the whole student, trying to educate our students in the best way possible, not only from an education standpoint, but from the entire student. And as a result of that, a very important program 17 years ago was developed called the Sunflower Ambassador Program. This is a character education program that was really founded by Barbara Unell, who's here today. Barbara, would you please stand up and be recognized? Thank you, Barbara, for helping start this very, very important program that has impacted our students dramatically over the years. And you know, the programs like that don't happen by themselves, they're not accidental, and they don't keep going without some additional support. And you know, last year, Shawnee Mission Health, our title sponsor, took on the funding of this program. And I'd like at this point to invite Ken Bacon, the president and CEO of Shawnee Mission Health, to join me on stage. And also at this time, I'd like to invite our student Sunflower Ambassadors and nominators to come front and be recognized over to the risers to my right. So please come up to the stage at this point in time. I am going to talk. You know, as the students are coming up to stage, I'd like to share a little bit about the Sunflower Ambassador Program. Each school in the 4th, 7th, or 11th grade nominates a peer who exemplifies the 7 Blue Valley virtues, which include compassion, courage, honesty, perseverance, respect, responsibility, and self-discipline. You know, a staff member is also nominated, and all 4 are recognized at an assembly at their school in April during BVEF month. And also, so as the students are getting organized over there, I'd also like to have all of the staff, Sunflower Ambassadors and nominators that are in the audience today to please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present your 2015 student, staff, Sunflower Ambassadors and nominators. I'd also, at this point in time, like to thank Ken and Shawnee Mission Health, our title sponsors, for ensuring that this important character education program continues.
Bob, great job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ken, thank you for your support as well. Ken Bacon, Bob Bernier, great job. Thank you. Kids, congratulations. We get the pictures, everything good? You may be seated. Thank you. Nice round of applause for our Sunflower ambassadors. All right, we're going to move along here as we enter a new decade. You kids know what this is? It's a little bigger than a smartphone, isn't it? These old computers still in the inventory at Blue Valley, but not in use, thankfully. Now, of course, we hold them in our hands and we take crowd pictures that we tweet and Instagram, which I will do. Something that the educators in this next decade that we're about to show you didn't have to deal with. So something different, isn't it? With Facebook and Twitter, and I'm kind of a Pinterest guy myself. Kidding, of course. Next up, I want to celebrate a decade of real growth. And a familiar face who's back with us today, you'll recognize him. Let's go from 95 to 05, and again, to the screens.
Oh, here's a story from A to Z. You wanna get with me, you gotta listen carefully. We got M in the place who likes it in your face. You got G like MC, you likes it on a easy beat.
You know how to use these things?
No idea whatsoever.
Jordan a drive, hangs, fires, yeah!
These mist-covered mountains are home now for me.
And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Blue Valley's expansion was phenomenal. It really was. On average, during my tenure, we grew by 650 students a year. The median size school district has about 450 kids in it. Facilities, hiring, managing growth. We experienced phenomenal growth and expansion, and it was a great time to be in Blue Valley. The three-legged stool is a euphemism for my administrative philosophy. We had to do three things exceptionally well. One, our students had to grow and develop academically. The second leg on the stool was safety, and we did a lot of safety-related work. And the third leg on the stool is service.
I do remember in the late 90s and the early 2000s, because of the explosive growth that we were experiencing, the district took on a lot of new opportunities. One was providing college credit for juniors and seniors to be able to accumulate credit to get into a good college, making Overland Park a good place to live and to work and to raise your family, made it an absolutely optimal place for businesses to grow and to locate. Well, the role Blue Valley School District has played in all of the development of Overland Park and Leawood has been very much as one of the prime components of the quality of life. So I would say that K-12 and public education in this county has been the #1 attraction for economic development and business growth.
My wife and I and our two kids were part of that growth. We moved here in 1994, and Dr. Benson was our superintendent then. David, would you stand and be recognized? Great to have you back in town. David Benson. And I know that Mary Birch would love to be here, could not be here today, but thank you to her as well for her support of public education. One final decade, we're going to go from 05 to the present. And again, massive growth, many great things happening under the leadership of Dr. Tom Trigg, who has played a key role in our strategic planning, the academic excellence, and of course, his famous hashtag, Beat Finland, which I think is trending out there. Please take a look at our final decade.
iPhone. So let's set the world on fire.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Tell you what, throw a little hot rod red in there.
Do the Harlem Shake.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
What does the fox say? Let it go, let it go.
That boom, boom, boom.
Math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with a big bang.
You know, this fifth decade for Blue Valley Schools, I think is signified by unprecedented academic success and unparalleled personal growth for each and every student. That's the mission of the district, and that really is what's driven our strategic plan and our strategic planning process. That focuses on the individual student and their eventual success.
The opportunities here are present and very abundant, but I think the thing that distinguishes our students are those who truly pursue them. The thing that makes students stand out are those individuals who are, well diversified, who are very well rounded, people who have explored multiple areas in terms of their education as well as themselves essentially.
I think another thing that this decade will be remembered for is our emphasis on collaboration and specifically professional learning communities.
The professional learning community process has defined our success. You saw student performance increase every year thereafter. It was the result of that collaborative efforts on the part of everybody to have a positive impact on student learning.
I think this decade will also be remembered as a decade of innovation.
Probably the most exciting change we've observed in Blue Valley has been the addition of the CAPS program. When a student comes through CAPS, they get an experience that says, I don't just think I know what I want to do, but I've had a chance to really get a lot closer to it. That really makes it clear whether they are determined to be in that curriculum or in that area or not. And that's very important.
We have challenged ourselves on the journey from good to great. We really purposed to see that the status quo was not going to be acceptable. People bought into that vision, and I think we're a very different district today than we were 10 years ago.
So if you look at the data throughout the district, you're going to see a continued escalation of student performance, and that's the ultimate outcome.
The performance of each school relative to state standards has just been phenomenal over the past 10 years. It's not just that you have the academic preparation, but that you have a mindset that prepares you to be successful. Students who go through Blue Valley are prepared to be successful at every level of life.
How about that? Our final decade. Here we are. Clay and Dr. Trigg could not be here. We appreciate them, of course, being a part of it. And, of course, the role that Dr. Trigg played in that decade was a tough one to top. But we do want to thank Chancellor Leo Morton, who's with us this morning. Chancellor, if you'd rise and give us a wave. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your support. And Scott Bacon, the principal of Blue Valley High School. There he is. Hey, Scotty, good to see you. All right, so 2015 and beyond, the next steps. We're moving forward. And it's my privilege and pleasure to introduce the guy who's going to begin the leadership portion of that. And he's here today to give us the state of Blue Valley and not looking back, looking forward. He's been with the district 33 years. I've ridden the bus with him many times as part of the surprise squad, and it's been fun getting to know this, my favorite Nebraska Cornhusker, slightly above Phil Witt, just slightly. Please welcome Dr. Al Hanna.
Thank you, John. Well, good morning. Welcome to the 2015 Blue Valley Educational Foundation Community Breakfast. Before I go any further, I'd like to take a moment and thank the staff of the Blue Valley Educational Foundation for this great event. This is a great celebration of the special anniversaries in the school district, and I want to thank Ann Blessing, Laura Harsh, and Cindy McAllister for their work. Let's give them a round of applause. I'd also like to recognize all of our elected officials, and if you are a local, state, or national elected official, would you please stand at this time so we can recognize you? We have a group right over here. Thank you for representing our community. Well, last spring, I announced my retirement, and I thought I was finishing up a 33-year career in the Blue Valley School District. But a funny thing happened on the way to retirement. Please take a look.
Congratulations on your retirement.
Thanks. We're really looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
It looks like we have 2 tickets for your 3-week paradise vacation.
Al, Blue Valley needs you.
Dr. Hannah, you're coming with us. Ladies.
So, ticket for 1.
Some of you look like you don't think it happened that way, you know. Well, honestly, I was very flattered when the Board of Education asked me to be interim superintendent for 1 year. You have to understand, I'm 65 years old, and I'm happy when anyone needs me at this age, so I'm pleased to be here. Well, I plan to be interim superintendent, but just for 1 year. I'm looking forward to living the retirement dream a year from now. But until that time comes, I know we have many exciting days ahead in the Blue Valley School District. I want to ask you, have you enjoyed the trip down memory lane this morning? Well, I hope you've enjoyed learning about the history of our school district. We started with very rural beginnings, and then we watched the rapid expansion of subdivisions within our school district, and now we are known as a nationally recognized suburban school district. What you saw in the last 30 minutes, I've had the opportunity to live during my 33 years here in the school district. I joined Blue Valley High School in 1982. I was the band director at that school. I was here in 1986 when our school district added a second high school, Blue Valley North. About that same time, we started a period of time of 20 years where we opened 25 new schools in a 20-year period. There's been a lot that has changed in our school district over the years, but the essence of our school district has remained the same. Some things will always be a part of us. Some things will always be Blue Valley. When I think about the things that will remain the same in our school district and always characterize our school district, I think of the people in this district. People who have helped shape our future, provided direction, and charted the course as to where our school district is headed. One group that comes to mind is a group that has dedicated countless hours to support the education of the 22,000 students in our district, and that's our Board of Education. This group truly bleeds Blue Valley blue. I'd like to give you the opportunity to meet them as I read their names. I'd like them to stand, and then if the audience, if you'd hold your applause until all of them have been recognized. Mike Sykes, Board President. Stacy Obringer-Varhall, Vice President. Board members Cindy Bowling, Patrick Hurley, Sue Matson, Tom Mitchell, and Pam Robinson. Thank you for your service. This year, these 7 board members have a very important job. They need to find a superintendent to lead this school district. This is the most important job a school board will ever undertake. In July, the board decided to employ a search firm, and last week they completed interviews of 4 search firms. I am confident that in the next few days they will be selecting a search firm and will be announcing that to the public. This will be a very exciting time in our school district with the selection of a new superintendent, and we pledge to keep you informed all along the way. I was also reminded this morning watching the videos that Blue Valley has always had a supportive community. Our community has always valued a first-class education. Our community has always understood that our school district has a positive impact upon local property values and upon economic development in our area. Our community has always been willing to step up to the plate and do what is right for students. Let's hear from someone in our community who has experienced this support firsthand.
I have deep roots here. I have, my family grew up here. My parents went to Stillwell High School. I went to Stillwell, Blue Valley Middle, Blue Valley High, went off to college, came back and was lucky enough to teach at Blue Valley High, and then become a principal at several middle schools here. And really the thing that I see that hasn't changed at all is that kind of community support. Everybody pitches in every way. You know, I watched my mom be the president of the Booster Club, so then I was able to know that it was expected, you know, that I get involved as a parent, and that's how you support your kids. And I think that's the biggest piece of Blue Valley, is that we've grown to this huge district, but we've really been able to make it feel small and feel like this great community. Because after all we want is for our kids to have the very best.
Diana's comments about our community always wanting what is best for students is still spot on. From mentoring students in our CAPS program, to providing funds to the Blue Valley Educational Foundation, to the over $59 million of commercial property tax support that is provided to our school district, the people of Blue Valley are always doing what is best for kids. Our 2012 bond referendum that you supported has allowed us to create and maintain exceptional learning environments for students and staff. We completed a number of projects this summer. Among the projects that we completed was the expansion of classroom sizes at 2 of our elementary schools, the addition of much-needed parking and practice fields at Blue Valley High School, and we upgraded our technology infrastructure so we can support future technology initiatives. We believe that we can provide innovative technology experiences for our students that will accelerate and enrich their learning. While a supportive community has helped Blue Valley grow and thrive through the years, we know that no district can be successful without an established purpose, such as what Dr. Thompson and Dr. Benson mentioned in their videos this morning. When I think of the last 50 years in Blue Valley, I think of a district that has always had a plan and always had a vision. Last year, our Board of Education set out to renew our plan through a strategic planning process with our community. We listened to you, and we heard you tell us that we need to continue to focus on the 2 goals that make up our mission: unprecedented academic success and unparalleled personal growth for each and every student. Goal 1, academic success, is a responsibility that we take very seriously in Blue Valley. The outstanding gains that our students have made year after year are a testament to these efforts. We want our students to be among the world leaders in academic achievements. If you were here 2 years ago, you remember that we introduced to you at that time the PISA test. And this was a test where we could compare how Blue Valley students do with students from other countries all around the world. You might remember that one of the countries in front of us was Finland, and John referenced the hashtag Beat Finland campaign, which came out of that breakfast that morning. Well, last year we were able to update you that we had moved ahead of Finland in 2 of the 3 content areas, and this year we'd like to give you an update on how we did with the PISA test. So first up, you're going to see the slide for mathematics from 1 year ago, and now you're going to see the slide from this year. And you're probably thinking, guys, the slide didn't move. And actually, you're kind of right. Our math score has remained exactly the same in math. Now, being the superintendent, you're always optimistic, so I'm proud to report to you that we've not regressed in math. Happy with that point. Okay, next up, we're going to have the slide for reading. And you can see last year we were in 4th place. And let's see where we are now. Okay, we've moved up into 2nd place. The country in front of us is Shanghai. We're hearing rumors that there may be a hashtag Stay in Front of Blue Valley campaign going on in Shanghai right now. All right, the last content area is science. And you can see Blue Valley is about 6th place there in science. And now this year's results. And once again, we've moved up into 2nd place. So why do we think this is important? What do we think this means? We think that this is telling us that not only can our students compete academically, against students from other countries, but we are putting our students in a position to compete for jobs internationally. It is clear that our students are raising the bar internationally, but they're doing some pretty amazing things right here at home. Yesterday, we were able to announce our 2015 graduates scored an average ACT composite score of 25.4. This score represents several things. First of all, this is the highest ACT average score in district history. 92% of our students took the test. That's a very high percentage number. All 5 of our high schools scored 25.1 or higher, first time we've ever had all of our schools above 25, and we believe our high schools will rank at the very top in the metro area. We also believe that Blue Valley will once again have the highest district average in metro Kansas City, and we continue to be above both state and national averages. We're very proud of that. While the exam score is associated with each of our high schools, our high school staff will be the first to tell you that the foundation for this type of success can be found in the outstanding work of our entire educational program, and especially with the work that is done in our elementary schools and in our middle schools. All levels share in this success, and I congratulate our students and staff on this success. These scores represent outstanding academic achievement, but we all know that student success isn't defined alone by test scores. About 15 years ago, a little boy's loving and supportive parents enrolled their child in Blue Valley's early childhood educational program. Our cameras have caught glimpses of his journey through our school district. His story is a tribute to our staff, a product of a great strategic plan, and a celebration of the many student successes we have experienced in Blue Valley over the last 50 years.
For the Fuller family, life was picture perfect. With the arrival of their new son, AJ, the Fullers finally had everything they had ever hoped for: a big, happy family and a place to call home in the heart of Blue Valley.
We very quickly found out what a blessing, AJ was to our lives. He has made such a difference in who we are and what this family's become.
Their first year as a family of 5 brought many happy memories, but as AJ's second birthday approached, his parents couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't quite right.
We just noticed he wasn't meeting some of the milestones that, typical infants meet, and started looking into things. And
You really don't think it's going to be a tragic situation. And when things just weren't progressing, one of the neurologists recommended, well, maybe we get an MRI and see if something's wrong.
What the doctors found was beyond anything the Fullers could have imagined.
AJ was born with cerebellar hypoplasia, which is essentially the cerebellum is missing in your brain. In his case, about 90% of it's missing. With cerebellar hypoplasia, you kind of feel like you're on a boat. He's constantly having to fight equilibrium challenges. You just get this devastating news from a doctor that says, wow, there's a huge problem here. And the more we've looked into it, we're not sure your son's ever going to be able to sit up or walk or talk.
Despite the odds, AJ's family knew they had to do everything they could to give him a fighting chance, starting with the programs offered in Blue Valley.
I thank God every day we're in Blue Valley District because starting out with the infant toddler services, that's where we started getting him some early intervention, but then the developmental preschools, just a blessing to us.
When he started with the preschool program, he was not walking at all. By the time he was ready for first grade, he was using a walker. As his muscles gained strength and he could, we started going without the walker. And then he would use furniture in the classroom to help steady him. And then it got to the point where he could maneuver without that. You feel like, wow, what an accomplishment. And it's not an accomplishment you feel that you've achieved, but you're part of his accomplishment. And that's what gets everyone so excited.
But AJ's ability to overcome isn't the only thing that makes him unique.
AJ's enthusiasm, AJ's care, AJ's passion, it's pretty contagious. He smiles, you smile. I mean, that's just pretty much the way it goes when you're around AJ.
Anyone that meets AJ just instantly falls in love with him. AJ just has a way of making everyone feel like they're the most important person in the world at the time he's with them.
I smile at them, I give them a hug, and I give them face.
This infectious smile and positive attitude have helped AJ build relationships with others and reach social milestones that before seemed impossible to achieve.
And now, our 2014 homecoming king is AJ Fuller.
I think as a parent of a special needs child, that's what you wish for your child, just to be included. You hope that for your child. You hope they'll have the same experience as everyone else, but to see his friends and his community surround him like that, I appreciate what this community feels for these kids.
He has worked really, really hard. He has triumphed in ways, not just academically, but personally and socially.
The combination of AJ's physical, social, and academic accomplishments have exceeded anything he and his family could have ever hoped for.
You know, the tagline in Blue Valley is education beyond expectations, and it is absolutely true. I mean, there really is no way to improve what we had happen for AJ. He achieved more than we ever thought he could achieve. He has accomplished more than we ever thought he would accomplish. And a lot of that credit goes to the fact we're in the Blue Valley School District, and I'm so proud of that. You know, I always wish there was a way to take all of the paras and the teachers that spent time with AJ. I wish they could see the young man that he's become.
Isn't that a great story? It's just very heartwarming. Well, I want to give you a chance to meet AJ's parents, John and Tracy Fuller, and AJ Fuller, if they'd please stand. In AJ's story, you have seen the incredible journey of one young man who has grown socially, personally, and academically. In developing our strategic plan, Vision 2020, our community told us they were concerned about the well-being of our students, and they want us to continue to focus on Goal 2, personal growth. We know students today are under a great deal of stress. As a district, we are looking for ways to help our students who lack confidence. How can we help our students persevere when times get tough? Our parents talked about our students needing to develop grit. Sometimes we have students who struggle just to make it to school. They may have a difficult home life. Vision 2020's Goal 2 work will look further into student well-being and what we can do to help students become more resilient and to persevere. We know from talking to our most recent graduates that this is something they see as valuable too. Please take a look.
I will always remember the personal connections that I made through Blue Valley. Without these connections, I couldn't be the person I am today, so I would thank them so much for everything they've done for me.
I will always remember how much the staff cared about the students, how much the teachers, the faculty, and the principals and everybody, how much they affected our learning and how much they impacted us as not as students but as individuals.
I wish for Blue Valley that they will continue to encourage students to be who they are and thrive in whatever they do.
My wish for Blue Valley as it continues to grow and evolve is to continue to stay the same organization at its core, to always value education and inspiring young people to make a difference in the world.
Hearing from those students, I am confident that we are on the right track. By partnering with the Blue Valley Educational Foundation and through their continued support of Goal 2 grants, I believe our district will be able to help our students find health, happiness, and lifelong success. Always wanting what is best for students is what it's all about in Blue Valley. As we've reflected on the last 5 decades and as we look to the future, I am confident the best is yet to come in Blue Valley. Thank you for helping us celebrate 50 years in Blue Valley. I want to thank you personally for your support, and thank you for always being a part of Blue Valley. Thank you. John.
Dr. Al Hanna, thank you for always being there for Blue Valley when we needed you, and certainly this year. And Rika, how was that trip to Paradise? What happens in Paradise stays in Paradise. Put off for a little bit, but I know you'll make it happen, so thank you. And I do think Mike Thompson predicted this rain. I'm on cue. Very nice. Oh, what are you doing here?
John, I have breaking news. Good morning, everyone.
I love breaking news.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ann Blessing, Executive Director of the Blue Valley Educational Foundation. On behalf of the board and staff of BVEF, I would like to take a moment this morning to personally recognize and thank John Holt for all he has done for BVEF. John, you have been our, yes. You have been our BVEF MC, host, and representative for more than 10 years. It's hard to believe. And we would like to take this opportunity to say thank you. You bring energy, enthusiasm, and such a positive attitude to all of our events, including this community breakfast this morning. Please accept this montage of photos through those years as a small token of our deep appreciation. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. Thank you, Ann. Very sweet. It's a montage, all right. It shows I'm getting older. Thank you. And it's, as I've said before many, many times, whether it's riding that bus or coming to this event or whatever the case may be, it's a labor of love. We're blessed to be here. Our kids, well-educated and doing great thanks to Blue Valley Schools. Always there for us as well. And I have some breaking news, actually. You know, one of the really fun things, and Ann sort of touched on it, and I mentioned it, was twice a year we would load up that bus, that surprise squad bus, and head out and hit the schools that were going to be awarded sunflower grants. And it was always a blast giving away your money, handing those checks to surprise teachers. You saw Kevin Timmons and I having a little fun. By the way, Kevin, congratulations on Restaurateur of the Year, buddy. That's awesome. One of our big supporters, Kevin Timmons, Nick and Jake's. But this year, we're going to give the bus drivers a break because we've been a little unruly on the buses, and we're going to grant every school this morning, in fact, our board of directors have joined us, they're going to present the checks, a total of, and it's thanks to you, it's thanks to the foundation, $250,000 in grants today. Every school, and I'd like all the principals to stand. Every principal here with us today is going to get a check for a program in their school. Our board of directors will deliver them. That's what I call a surprise squad right here, and we're glad you could be with us since you can't all fit on the bus. And the Blue Valley Band is going to lead us. Strike up that band. mention some of the awards we're handing out today. Deb Kelly at Blue River gets a student laptop or two. 3D printer for Diana Tate and her students at Aubrey Bend. Sandra Wallace, Sunset Ridge, a grant for cultural arts. Brett Potts, Amanda Davis and West will get a makerspace for their Jaguars. Kendall Burr for the Early Childhood Learning Center, funding for the Anchor Books program. Kathy Austin at Harmony, an author visit and virtual books. Sunrise Point, David Sanders, visiting artist grant. Some of the many things these schools will get that they would not normally have the opportunity to enjoy. Mark Lang at Valley Park, a grant for your broadcast tech studio. Young students trying to take my job. But congratulations to all of our grant winners today. And now you see how much fun we have when we load up that bus twice a year and roll out to these schools. You're on the bus today, folks. Congratulations again to our schools. Awesome. I want to thank the Blue Valley High School Marching Band for helping us surprise these schools today. And I want to also thank not only all of you for being here, but our lead platinum sponsors who are so supportive. And if you have an interest in joining us next year and supporting the Blue Valley Educational Foundation in its 26th year, there are cards at the table. So grab one, consider that at any level. We will certainly be pleased to welcome you to the Blue Valley Educational family. I want to thank again the CAPS students. Great job on the videos. How about a nice hand? They were, wow. A terrific trip down memory lane, and I didn't see any Fox 4 News clips, but next year. I think we're about ready to wrap this up. I was trying to stall long enough for the rain to quit. Lezak said it would rain all day. I know Mike Thompson isn't counting on that. I don't think your day's completely shot, but once again, let me thank you all for being here, for being a part of supporting not just 50 years of public education here in Blue Valley, but also 25 years of private money that supports public education, that makes those grants that we just handed out possible, that allows kids to enjoy an education beyond expectations. I know many of you have kids in the school district. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't, trust me, it's amazing what these teachers, what these educators do, and they do it thanks to you. So thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you as we celebrate 26 years next year and 51 for the district. Have a great day, have a great school year, and I'm going to have the Blue Valley High School Band, also known as the Still Stand Band for this morning, lead us out. All right? Stay dry. God bless. Have a great day.